What?
Oh, we need
Are we live already?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I'm waiting to see if people come in.
I'll just say start. Oh, there's someone go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Autumn. I run the fan page, and I'm doing a Q&A with PQ here.
What's up, everybody?
Okay, the first question somebody wanted to ask you was, would you ever do a duet with rapping and singing?
Like a duet where I'm doing both, or like I'm with somebody who's...
When you do both.
Where I do both?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to do that. I've started doing that more and more in the newer stuff that I'm putting out. And I'm trying to sing more into my songs. It's just more that I need to get better at singing. But I'm kind of doing like that rap singing that people do, where they're not really singing, but they're singing to the, you know what I mean? It's not exactly singing, but it is kind of singing at the same time. So I've been trying to do more of that in the newer stuff that I put, but I think eventually I'll probably want to actually learn how to really sing properly, to actually do both in a song.
Okay. The second question we have is, if you could collab with anyone musically, who would it be?
That's hard, because there's a lot of people I would want to collab with.
Well, yeah, because you like so many people.
Yeah. I'd say Lil Dicky. I would definitely want to do a song with Lil Dicky. Like, I feel like, I don't know, we could have so much fun on a track. Because he is funny, but he does really know how to rap too. Like, he's not just only doing funny stuff. He can actually like really rap really, really well. So I would want to do a track with him just because I feel like we could both be funny, but also rap really well. I'd love to do a track with NF. I think that'd be pretty cool. I love to do a track with Eminem. I'd love to do a track with Logic. Like, anybody.
Like anybody that's willing to.
Yeah, anybody that's down to do a track. Ooh, I'd love to do a track with Heesun Lee.
Okay.
You guys need to go at Heesun Lee and tell her to do a track with me, because I'm down.
I know, you introduced me to her music, and then now I like it, and I'm just like, it's different.
Yeah, you guys need to message her and tell her to do a track with me, because I'm so down. And then Alessia Cara too. I love to have her sing on a track. At her too, because I messaged her and she hasn't hit me back. But those two.
Did you message her on Twitter?
I'll bring my daughter. I'll bring her over here. You want to come with me? Come on. Alright, my baby's here. So yeah, go at Heesun Lee and also at Alessia Cara. Those two I really want to do a song with.
Alright. The third question is, what other artist would you say influences your style of rap?
Well, I'm influenced by a lot of rappers, and not just one. And the more I listen to rap, the more I get influenced, because I'm always trying to make sure my sound kind of stays original, but also kind of like up to date with what a lot of rap sounds like today. And so I definitely get a lot of influence from, my first influence was Beautiful Eulogy. They definitely inspired me to do rap, and they influenced my style, like when I first started. Especially, you can hear it in my album Servant, the influence. And then after that, like a lot of my emotional stuff, or my emotional vibes that I have in my songs, I definitely get influenced by NF a lot, because I think he's one of the best like emotional rappers out there that really knows how to make personal stories sound even more powerful just because of how much emotion he puts in them. When it comes to wordplay and delivery, I get a lot from Logic and Eminem mixed together. So it's just like every now and then when I'm making new stuff. I try to see like what does rap sound like at the time, and then I try to, you know, kind of like not emulate it or copy it, but definitely have like influences from it. So like recently, I've started to have a lot of Drake vibes where I'm where I'm more so just vibing to the track instead of actually trying to be super precise with what I'm saying. It's more so just, you know, let me just have a good time with the track instead of trying to be so calculated with what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Which one of your songs has the most meaning to you?
Oh, definitely Heart. Heart from my album Sermon is, to me, I think is the best song that I'll probably ever write. It's going to be hard for me. In my opinion, it's going to be hard for me to write something that can top that because I know it's definitely my longest track. It's like an 8-minute track, but I know like I was just in I don't know, the spot the place I was in when I wrote that song was like I haven't been able to replicate that place that I was in when I wrote that song, which makes it so special. And you know, I have two amazing singers that are on it. I have Shaw3 and my friend Gina Bella on that song, and you know, just the way the vocals came together on that track, I don't think can be replicated. I can definitely come close to it probably, but I mean, yeah, when that song was written, it was definitely like a very, you know, specific place, and you know, a lot of personal thought went into it. Like it took a long time to write that song. Like it wasn't just, you know, like a normal track that I can like write in a couple of days. Like that song took like a good month to write, and you know, I made the beat myself, and so like really like being hands on with everything in that song and also the message of the song, like that's definitely, I think, is the song that has the most meaning to it.
Okay. How have you developed your career?
Develop my career, like how have I gotten better, pretty much?
Yeah.
Well, in terms of like, well, I guess the career in general, I've been trying to perform in more places. You know, trying to reach out to places here in Fresno or maybe even, you know, down in other cities like, you know, like Bakersfield or you know, Hanford or Madera, or you know, even we went to LA for that show.
Yeah.
So just trying to build connections, because I'm realizing that you need connections to be in music in general, because you don't have connections, you don't have a place to record, you don't have people to be on songs with, you don't have people to give you music, you don't have places to perform. Like connections are like everything, and I'm starting to notice that. But I think I'm not trying to. I think the reason why it takes me so long to perform in places is because I don't want to say I'm picky with who I make connections with, but I am definitely like, I do think about who am I trying to make connections with, who do I want connections with. I don't want to just make connections just for the sake of performing at more places, because I don't know, I just feel like if those connections, like, they won't last a while, and they kind of have agendas to them as well. Like a lot of connections that I've made in the past were more money based, like, oh, if you have this money you can do that. And I understand you need money to do things, but I think if you're making connection with people who are only willing to make the connection because of money, instead of rather than like taking chances, or you know, oh, you know, I really believe in what you're doing, let's just do it just to do it. Like, I don't know, they're not as personable as I would like them to be. So just being vigilant of who, you know, I'm keeping in my circle. In terms of music, I'm always writing music, and so you know, what I've started doing is to keep, because I'm trying to build my music portfolio. Like someone told me, like, you know what, even if you're not releasing original stuff, put mixtapes out just to keep yourself present, so people are like, no, I was wondering, like, oh, where did he go? And so I'm starting to just put more music out, and that's why I did the 5 mixtapes that are out there. Like, I'm gonna be doing more, but you know, I thought 5 was a good place to stop and then go back to focus on, you know, Transparence Part 2, and then I'll probably do another 5 and then go back and do Transparence Part 3, just so, like, to give myself a break from the like my original stuff. Well, the lyrics are original, but like my project stuff, to give me a break from that, so that I could take a break, have a little bit of fun with the mixtapes, and start and practice my chops, and then go back into the mentality of the actual project. So just, I'm taking steps every day and learning things every day, but I'm definitely, like, where I am now is not at all where I was when I started 2 years ago, and I've definitely excelled in the 2 years that I've been doing rap.
Yeah, you definitely improved.
Yeah, I'm trying to improve, Good. Just trying to improve every day, and trying to, whatever project I give you guys, I try not to make it the same as the project that was before. So, like, Perspective is nothing like what Sermon was. Transparence is nothing like what Sermon was, or no, Transparence is not anything like what Perspective was. And I'm trying to make sure, like, I know the Transparence will have a theme, but I'm going to try to make sure that Transparence 2 does not sound exactly the same as Transparence 1. So I'm trying to get better, and then keep it varied, so you guys don't get bored.
All right, question 6. Your favorite artist right now?
Right now,
And you only pick one.
one.
Yeah, because it's your favorite artist, so it has to be like top all of them.
I'm listening to Eminem a lot right now. I'm listening to the Kamikaze album a lot.
Honestly, I would have thought you would have said Drake or NF, to be honest.
I mainly listen to Drake because she likes Drake.
What concert?
Yeah, like, I'll listen to Drake a lot because she likes Drake. But when it comes to, like, who am I really, like, in my car by myself listening to a lot, I'm listening to Eminem a lot in my car. So he's good. I like him a lot.
I like some of his music.
I like I like Kamikaze a lot. I didn't like Revival, but I do like Kamikaze a lot.
Alright, when is your next album gonna come out?
So it's tricky. So, Transparence is... So the project I'm working on right now is Transparence, which is a 3-part project, and we're going into part 2 soon. And those are EPs, so, like, no matter what, each part is going to have 4 songs on it that, which is why it takes a while, because I really want those 4 songs to be good. But, I don't know. The next actual album that comes out, probably be, like, later this year, probably, depending if I'm in the... Well, I know I'm going to be writing a lot, so... and a lot of stuff, maybe stuff that doesn't make it to Transparence might, be on the next album that I plan. So I still have to plan when do I want to drop it, what's the concept, all that stuff. So it'll probably within, like, the end of the year, I'll probably have another album come out after. It'll definitely be after the Transparence is all done. So yeah.
All right. Is there any new merch you're gonna release?
I want to sell the rest of my shirts. I have larges and smalls, and they're only $10. I want to finish those off before I consider getting new shirts. And if I do get new shirts, I am going to make a new design, because I like these shirts a lot. Autumn's wearing them. I like the design a lot. It's very simple, but I'm wanting to see if maybe I could do something different, but still be as simple and effective. So I'm gonna if I can sell the smalls and larges really quick, I'll make new merch.
Okay. What helps you get your creative juices going?
Listening to other artists, definitely. Definitely being alone and just listening to music or listening to beats really gets me in the zone. And it could be anything, honestly. Like, that's usually what I do, is I get alone. I seclude myself and I just sit there and listen to music. Sometimes it could be just a certain vibe that I'm feeling at the time. Sometimes it could be somebody crosses me in some way, either like verbally or like gives me an attitude, and that could inspire a song.
I give you attitude, but you don't write songs about me.
Well, I know you're not serious, that's why. But it could be anything. Like recently, something happened where, you know, I won't say who, but, you know, definitely had kind of like a weird vibe given by somebody that I thought was cool, and then they kind of, you know, gave me that I don't want to talk to you vibe, like I don't really care about you vibe. And so that inspired me to write a song that I'll probably record and release soon. And so it could be anything, you know, I could have something in my mind that day, you know, I can just be thinking about something, and it could be anything. It really can be. There's not like one thing that I do to get me in the zone of writing. It could be anything.
Alright, what's your favorite song right now?
In general? In general or
In
by me?
general. In general.
Okay. By me, hold on everybody. Hold on.
It has to go forward a little bit more. You're pushing it back too much. The book's gonna fall.
I think that's...
Okay.
We're
The
good?
book's not wanting to stay up.
You knocked the phone down!
I know, it's because you keep hitting the table. Okay, there.
Alright,
No, hit the table.
so, by me or in general?
In general.
Okay, in general... Like I want to say Sicko Mode because I really love that song a lot.
Oh, yeah,
but
you do.
I don't listen to it in the car by myself all the time. I've been mainly listening to Kill Shot by Eminem.
It's because you like to antagonize people with sicko
That's
mode,
true.
especially me.
Yeah. Okay. It's in like an even tie between Sicko Mode and Kill Shot by Eminem.
Alright. Who inspired you? Who inspired you while you're writing music? Who inspires you while you're writing music?
What? Who inspires?
While you're writing music.
While I'm writing?
Yeah. So like in the middle of you writing, who inspires you to write this kind of stuff?
Usually it's either my wife, Marissa, or Rosalie. I just think about, you know, how they make me feel, and when I'm writing, you know, I always try to think about, will they like this one day, you know, like, well, mainly her, like, you know, I want to write and put out music that I know that she'll like, when she's older. Like, I want her to be able to listen to my stuff and be like, oh, that's you, Dad? And I'm like, yeah, you know. But when it comes to like current, like if I'm writing, my wife helps me a lot when it comes to writing. Like I'll write stuff and then I'll wrap it to her and then ask her what she thinks, and then she's usually the deciding factor if it's good or not, and whether or not it goes in the final product of the song. So there's a lot of lines that I've written that are, you know, I really like, and most of them are from her telling me to either change it from what it was before, or, you know, she gave the okay. So yeah, my family.
Well, of course. Okay, do you consider going to other states for shows someday?
Oh yeah, definitely. I want to go everywhere.
You want to go everywhere, so the whole
Everywhere.
world?
Yeah, and I don't want to just go to big cities. I want to go to little cities too. So
Like little cities?
like little cities like Hanford, like Visalia, like places like that. You know, I think go to every city. Any place that has a stage, I want to go.
Honestly, I did not expect you to be able to perform in LA that time.
Me neither.
It's just you got that opportunity, and that was
Yeah,
good.
that was Miranda that got me that show. Miranda, who was on my song Paragon from Perspective. She hit me up about that show, and that's how I got the connection to do that show in the first place. So thank you for that. But anywhere, you know, I'll perform anywhere. Just you give me doesn't even have to be a stage. Just give me a mic and a speaker, and I'll do it.
And you'll stand up on a little box and
Yeah.
start singing.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any favorite Bible verses?
1 Peter 2:9, which is the you are a chosen generation, a peculiar people. It's that phrase. I really like that. Hebrews 11:1, for faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I really love that verse. And then Yeah, pretty. Those are really like the two verses that I really like. 1 Peter 2:9 is what inspired my name, PQ, which is short for peculiar. Which, you know, as I said, which as it says in the verse, is you're a chosen generation of peculiar people, because pretty much saying that it comes from Exodus, from when God is talking to the burning bush, and you know, God asked Moses, "Are you willing to drop everything and follow me?" And then Moses says yes, and then that's when God tells him, you know, the whole world is subject to me because I've created all of it, but you're a peculiar treasure to me. So I chose that name because not only can it apply to me, it can apply to anybody who also believes in God. So that's why my fans, I call them the peculiar people, because that's who we are. And so, yeah, that's why I like that verse. And then I love Hebrews 11:1 because, I don't know, it's always spoken out to me about how we have faith in a God that we can't see physically, but we see through what He's made. So if there's evidence of Him when He doesn't have to physically be there. So I really love that verse, those two verses.
Well, 1 Peter 2:9 you also have written on the back of your shirt. So.
Yeah, when you get my merch on the back, there's a 1, a P, a 2, and a 9. And that's the verse where the name comes from. So if you were wondering what those letters meant, that's what it means.
All right. What is the best album you've recorded?
Perspective, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like a couple people would say that, Transparence will probably be the best, but Perspective is
the one that has like rant and everything on it.
Yeah.
That one, you put like a lot of aggression into those.
Mm-hmm. And Perspective is definitely like the hardest work that I put into an album. Because one, it's all cohesive from top to bottom. It's a theme, and there's a little story. And a lot of the tracks that I wrote in Perspective helped me come out with my delivery and my style and the way that I rap. A lot of the songs in there really established my style and helped me build off of that. Like the wordplay and aggression from rants, and then from rant, prelude, and epilogue that are in there. The speed that came from Paragon, But God, and Who, and just having fun on the tracks like STM. Just a lot of who I am as a rapper now came from that album. And so, yeah, it's definitely that's the best album I've made so far.
Okay. How did you come to Christ?
Ooh. So when I was born and raised, I came from Bakersfield, and I was born and raised Catholic. My family was Catholic, and I'll never talk down on the Catholic Church, because to me it's the same thing, just a different way of practicing. I have a lot of good memories, and a lot of really good experiences that I had in the Catholic Church that I will never be able to forget. The Catholic Church did a lot for my family that I'll never ever forget. That I can never thank enough. But I did. I went to Catholic Church, and then I did First Communion, which is what you do when you're a kid. And then I was baptized, and then I did First Communion, and then I did Confirmation, which is pretty much like, I want to say like, it's like your dedication to God through the Catholic Church at like your age, at teenage age.
Oh.
And so, and what I love is that my mom and dad were never forcing it on me. They were never saying, no, we're going to Catholic Church because we're Catholic. It was always like, they told me when I was doing Confirmation, they said, we want to let you know, like, if you want to do this, you can do it. We asked your brothers if they wanted to do it. We gave them the choice, and we're going to give you the choice if you want to do it. And I chose to do it. And I made a lot of friendships through that. I learned so much about God, and my faith was so strong because of that. And then I moved to college, and started going. I went to Catholic Church up here in Fresno during college, and then I met, or not met, because me and my wife had already known each other, but me and my wife had started dating. And, we would go to Catholic Church, and then we found this Bible study that we used to go to all the time that was on campus. It wasn't it was a non-denominational Bible study. So if you were, it didn't matter if you were Catholic or Christian or Baptist, whatever. So we started going to that. And then through that Bible study, we found another Bible study called AV, which means the Army of Victory. And we went there once, and I just really liked how, they were preaching the word and how they didn't care if it hurt somebody's feelings. This is what the truth was, like they didn't change the message. They preached the truth, and which is what the truth that I would read from when I was learning the Bible through school or through through Catholic Church. And then so we started doing that. We went to that Bible study for a couple of years, and then we went to, our friends had invited us to our church, New Beginnings, which is a Christian church. We went there, and the first day we went there, I don't know what it was, but I don't know what it was about that church, but I could just feel like something was calling me there. Like I just felt that urge inside that was telling me, like, I want you to go to this church. Like I really felt God was telling me that He wanted me to go to that church. And so I said, you're telling me, then I'll do it, and that's fine. And so me and my wife became members at that church, and then I don't know why, but I started thinking about getting baptized again. Because the first time I got baptized when I was a baby. And, I wanted to get baptized again because, I wanted to, I don't know. I wanted to be baptized again. I wanted it to be like, I don't know. I wanted to I can't explain it, but I know that I wanted to do it again. And so I got baptized again and got saved. And I just, I remember, they explained it to me, when you get baptized, they told me that, it's not just getting dunked in the water and you're saved. No, it's when you're getting baptized, they told me what goes in the water needs to die there. That's how they explained it to me. What goes in the water needs to die there. And when you come up, it's not just as simple as you come up and you just get out and you're kind of like the same person. So I was like, no, it's kind of like you're declaring in front of everybody that I'm going to start leading a different life than what I was doing before. And so I did that, and a couple months go by, and my mom and dad found out, and they didn't like it at first. They were surprised that I got baptized again. And I still remember we went out to eat, and they told us, because this is when I had started doing rap. This is right in the beginning when I started doing it. I hadn't even written an album yet. I was just barely writing songs and barely performing. They told me that, they told me they love me and, they're always there for me, but they just couldn't support it. They couldn't support me being a Christian or being, a Christian rapper. And I remember that it hit me so hard. I went home and, I cried so much that night because, I don't know, it's just a hard thing to hear, from your parents. And so, and it would have been... You want to take her?
Yeah, I got her.
She probably don't want me no more.
She's like, no.
No more. But, I understand, it's not like it's not like I hate them for it or I'm mad at them or whatever. It's in the past. It's fine. And, I always remember, I was thinking to myself, it could be so easy to me to just be like, what, fine, I'll change, I'll go back to what I was before, But, I always thought, what, I need this, if this is what I believe, then I'm going to stand for what I believe, and I'm going to keep going, no matter what. And so I kept with it. I kept going to church, Christian church, and then, I kept writing music, kept performing, and then, fast forward 2 years later, almost 3 now today, and my mom and dad, they support what I'm doing. They support everything I'm doing, all aspects of it, and, they love that I do music now. I send them stuff all the time, and I show them my music, and they love it. I tell them that I put them in songs now and stuff, and they think it's so cool. And I remember texting him the other day saying, I just wanted to say, I know you guys didn't support this in the beginning, but, I just want you to know I'm so thankful that you do now, and I love you guys so much, and thanks for always being there. And, just telling them that it means a lot that I can show them this stuff now, and that, they love it. And they, you know, it was cool because my mom texted me saying, you know, I love you so much and we'll always support you no matter what. And I said, you know, I thought that was a really good moment. And it was like one of those moments where it was such like, you know, it was such a good payoff because, you know, I've been doing it for 2 years and it finally everything came back full circle. And, you know, now it's like, now everything is there, you know. That's why in my song, Baby on Stage, the mixtape I did, I end the song by saying, you can't stand when there's not any bass. And by that, I mean like a bass of support. Like, you know, for me, it was one thing to have my wife, you know, and all my friends, you know, all my church friends to have my support. But, you know, now I really feel that now I have the support from, you know, my mom and dad. I feel like now it's like I could just keep going up now, you know, even faster than and higher than I thought I could. So, long story, but that's how I got started.
Yeah. Your favorite song you recorded, so not album, just one song. One song out of all the albums you've written.
Right now, I think Matone is my favorite song that I've written and recorded so far. I don't want to say ones that I've written but haven't recorded yet. Those are surprises. There is one that I've written but I haven't recorded, so I don't want to say that one.
Because you haven't released it.
Because I haven't released it yet. But that song right now that I written but not released is my favorite song right now. But since that one's not out, my favorite is Matone. I really, even though it's a mixtape, I love that track. Like, I can play that song over and over in my car, and I don't know, I just love how I came at that song.
Yeah, honestly, my favorite one is Just Rap.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one has a really good beat to it, and it's just like, it gets you going, but it's like, it keeps you in the mood, too.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. So, like, when I'm at school and stuff, I listen to it, I'm just like, okay, and it gets me back in the mood with everything, so.
Yeah, that song was really fun to record. Yeah, that was a really good
I remember watching your live while you were doing that.
Yeah, because it was fun. It was so much fun making that song, because it was me, Big Drew, who records me, and then Aware One. All three of us were just in there just jamming to that beat and jamming to the song, and we knew it was going to be a hit. And if no one else thinks it is, how we think it is, like, it's so much fun. That was a fun song to write to.
Okay, what's something that was hard for you to overcome?
I would say what I said earlier with my parents, that whole thing, because it was such a big transition in my life. Yeah, it was a really big hurdle to jump over, but you know, I was able to do it, and you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have a struggle like that or something hard that keeps them from doing what they want to do, and you know, just jump over it and keep doing what you want to do. Just do it. Just keep going, and then everything will work out in the end. You know, it takes a while. Like, it took me 2 years, so it takes time, but just keep going, and you got it. So.
I don't even know how long you've known me.
Well, when was the TYSP show?
That was in like 2000.
That was like 2017, beginning.
2017.
So 2
The
years.
beginning. 2 years now.
2 years. Yeah, I met you. No, I met you when I was a year in. Well, I'm almost 3 years in rapping, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you started Sermon you released in 2016, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
The end of 2016.
Yes,
and then beginning of 2017.
That's when you met me.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so it is 2 years. Okay. Why do you do what you do?
I don't even know. Like, I don't know.
It's just like a passion you have?
Well, it's a passion I didn't know I had. Like, I know I love music. That was pretty much the base of it. I know I loved music. I used to hate rap. I wasn't into rap, you know.
And now you're rapping.
Now I'm rapping. You know, when I was in junior high and high school and even in college, this was my favorite band. Kiss was my favorite band. I was into stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't like rap. And then, you know, I went to Winter Jam here in Fresno, and I saw Trip Lee, and I thought, oh, okay, this rap is cool. And then that got me into Christian rap. And then I started listening to Christian rap, and then I got into Beautiful Eulogy. And then when I got to Beautiful Eulogy, I thought, you know, I don't sing, but I think I can do this. I could rap, you know, that'd be cool. And that's literally how it started. I could take it back. I had no intention or desire to rap. I just thought, you know what, I could do it. I mean, let me try it out. And then I tried it out, and then my friends thought it was pretty good what I could write. And then being in drumline for so many years helps out with the rhythms and the speed. And so eventually, I'm writing a full album. I didn't even realize. And then, I guess, a lot of people liked it, but I knew I liked it. I knew I was having fun doing it. And then eventually Perspective came out, and now it's like, okay, I'll just keep going. So I don't know why I rap. I just know I have a lot of fun doing it. Because it's fun. That's why. It's fun to rap. I don't have a monetary, ambition with it. I don't have a fame ambition with it. I'm literally just doing it because it's fun. I have a full-time job. That should tell you that I find this fun. Because this isn't the main thing that I do. So.
Okay, any new collabs on the next album?
I'll say for Transparence 2, I'm doing another song with Miranda and Nicole, who did Paragon. And I'm also doing another song with Ariel Jasmine, who did Perspective. Part 2 is not going to really have rap features, more singing features. Part 3, I might have one rap feature, because it's only 4 songs. So I don't really want to have a lot of rap features, but I mean, I'm always down to work with new artists and such like that. I always find new artists on Instagram all the time, and I always message them and ask if they want to do a song with me. So, that worked? So, I'm always trying to find new people to collab with, so I'm always down to collab with anybody. So, just hit me up.
Alright, would you go on tour if you ever got the chance?
Definitely. Oh yeah. I'd definitely go on tour.
That's basically like the question from earlier.
Pretty much, yeah.
If you got to basically travel the world, would you?
Yeah. I do know for a fact that they only, because let's say this company wants to sign you, blah blah blah. The only thing that would make me sign is if I was guaranteed and pretty much told that this would support my family, what you can do will really support. No loopholes around it, you could do it if this, if I can legitimately take care of my family and make sure they're okay, I will sign. That's the only reason why I would sign to a label. Till then, I will be solo, which is totally fine.
We will drive places ourselves.
Yeah, this time I drive to all my shows. I order the shirts. I give them to people when they buy them. So this time
I was the first one that bought one of your shirts.
You were? Oh yeah, you were. Yeah.
Because I waited a week and a half for you to finally release.
And they came early.
Yep, and they came early. You're like, oh, I have your shirt. I was just like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited with that.
I drove to her house and gave it to her.
I know, because I was so excited. I was like, I want to wear it to school the next day.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't know where the music will go, but I just know that I'll do it even if nobody listens. I have 20 followers. Or 18. I have 18. I always hover between 18 and 20 on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I will say though, there's definitely 6 that have been there since the beginning. So for you 6, I'm thankful for.
You honestly do get a lot of views on YouTube though when you post your mixtapes and stuff, especially your mixtapes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because when we go in, I see that you have several views. There's ones that say 80 something views, and I've only seen the video heard it about 3 or 4 times because I get it on Google Play Music. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, that's all the questions that I have, so.
Oh, okay. Well, what are people saying? You can bring the phone over here. What are people saying now?
Okay, put it right here.
The baby. Yep, the baby. Looks like.
It says amen.
Yeah.
And then preach, bro.
So, yeah.
And then it's all relative.
No, that's my friend from high school. I know who that is. I know who that is specifically, but
I know.
yeah. All right.
All right.
Alright. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Just.
Yeah, send it. Bye.